Hey everybody, welcome back to Green Country Baits. Today we're going to do a basic spray pattern, basic Gizzard Shad pattern. This come requested from Jerry Buckner. It's been many months ago, so sorry Jerry, I'm just now getting to a few viewer requests. Been quite busy, but we're going to be putting that on Mirage Blank Lures, little swim glide bait, and I told him I'd be doing some testing on those blanks as well. So this is going to be a personal pattern, but we're going to do it in a real basic deal. We might add a little bit of scale technique onto it, but if you're interested in a basic shad pattern, come on, join me. This is just a clear, smooth bait, no scale patterns built into it. And we've got a white base coat applied. Over the top of that, I'm going to apply some Createx pearlized white, just to give that more of a lifelike. We're just going to dust that bait real good with pearls. Give them some of that shine that our bait fish have in them. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, and again, two different methods that you can use. I'm not going to use this method, but in my real basic pattern, I use a pearl silver and just kind of coat that bait through a scale mesh or my mesh hoops. But for this one, better get a bigger mesh hoop too. We're going to use an aluminum base. Now this is real good for when you're throwing something down and you want some of that to come through with maybe a candy over the top of it. But all we're going to have is a little black, and just going to show you a couple methods here for the way you can mesh this lure or a lure like this, and that is just to put that around there and hold that in place with a few clips to keep it good and tight. Or if you've watched some of my tutorials that I recently put out in the DIY section, if you haven't, I'll leave a link in the description below and maybe up here at the top, but on how to construct these knitting hoops with your scale mesh inside of it. Then you can just, press that against that bait. And it becomes kind of a one-handed operation. So that's how we're going to do it today. Aluminum base. I'm just going to kind of make it an irregular pattern. A little more realistic, where you kind of looks like there's a few scales missing. We come back on this side and do the same thing. Apply a little pressure. Do a quick heat set on those scales. You want to be careful if you're using a heat gun with this type of bait with this flexible tail. We don't want to throw it out of shape or melt it. So anyway, hope you can see that. Just got some irregular scales there. Belly's still a good pearl white. Now what we're going to do is come back over the top and place in a few gold highlights, especially right behind the eye, and I'm going to scale in some of those as well. touch that gill up with a little gold on the nose and the head. A little bit on the tail. And just a real light dusting. For our last step, we're going to add some pearl black, and I'm going to scale that along the very top portion of the shoulders. I don't want it to go too far down on this particular pattern, but again, a little bit of irregularity to it. And we'll come back with the black right down the top of the back. And we're going to come around the top of this eye a little bit. See how I made a little mess there? I'll have to cover that up. Too much pressure with this black. Just going to darken in the eye socket, let a little of that black around that eye. Reduce my pressure way down with this pearl, and we're gonna just create a little shad spot right behind the gill plate. And that's pretty much your basic gizzard shad pattern. I'm sure the camera's not picking this up, but once we get a clear coat on this, we'll get some real good high-def pictures, and we'll put that at the end of the video. And you'll be able to see some of that highlights that aluminum base, as I misted that gold over those scales, that aluminum base will pick up some of that gold. But this is your basic. And it could be more basic, obviously, by just spraying black top and not scaling this in, but using a hoop net or using some type of mesh pattern, which I've got a video on, where I get my mesh and different types of products used. And again, that is in your, I believe I put that in that original playlist that I created when I first created this channel, which was the tutorial on how to paint custom paint crankbaits. And so anyway, if you like this video, you appreciate this pattern, remember to give me a thumbs up and comment. Guys, please leave comments. That stuff all helps my YouTube channel. And until next week, Green Country Custom Baits, signing out.